widely recognized in the United States. Both men and women experience some form of sexual harassment and assault in the U.S. military. Although male service members experience sexual assault and harassment, they're not as intense as women experiencing since they act constantly. Many perpetrators do not sexually assault women for desire or pleasure. As a matter of fact, the perpetrator does such acts in order to show dominance. Christy Mary Boyan, who went to Texas A&M University and who is now an author, wrote an article, "The Rape Paradox: The Effect of Sexual Assault Attitudes, Donations to Sexual Assault Campaigns, and Policy Compliance." In her article, she wrote the following quote, "And gender status beliefs, however, are a specific component of gender stereotypes that regard men as more socially valued and diffusively more competent than women. In short, women are seen as less valuable than men. Sexual harassment or assault are aggressive acts committed by someone of power who intimidate other individuals with less influence. Moreover, male dominance increases the risk of victimization and makes it difficult for both men and women to report sexual harassment and sexual assault." Next, I will be talking about the emotional and physical effects. Sexual harassment and assault can negatively impact female service members' physical health by their lack of participation in physical activity and develop eating disorders. As a result, the victim will become dysfunctional and so will the military unit. The lack of physical activity will be detrimental to the service member's fitness and ability to endure hardships of their training and work. The victim will perform poorly during training, and due to their lack of eating and increase of alcohol consumption, the excessive drinking could lead to drug abuse, therefore decrease the victim's health and even more. The behavior towards their fellow soldiers will drastically change, which will cause dysfunctionality. Before I begin my solution, here are my stimulus materials that connect to my research. My first stimulus material that I chose is The Dark Side of Resilience. One quote that relates to my research about women showing resiliency. In sum, there is no doubt that resilience is a useful and highly adaptive trait, especially in the face of traumatic events. Although women experience sexual harassment and assault, resilience is the most useful trait to face traumatic events and get through them. My second stimulus material is from George W. Crystal, who wrote The Meditations of Emperor Marcus Aurelius Antoninus. Here is one quote that relates to my research. "The power which is within us when its state is accordant with nature, so acts in every occurrence as easily to adapt itself to all present or possible situations." Women in the military who experience sexual assault create coping strategies to regulate their negative emotions and adapt to their surroundings. Therefore, I am going to discuss my solutions. Before I further discuss my solutions, I'm going to introduce to you 3 programs implemented by the military. First, we have SHARP training, Sexual Harassment Assault Response Prevention. SHARP is made to create an environment that minimizes sexual assault, an environment that encourages victims to report the incident, establish training and awareness, ensure sensitive treatment to restore the victim's health and well-being. Next is ACPR training, SAPR training, which is rather similar to SHARP. SAPR concentrates on awareness, training, education, victim advocacy, response, reporting, accountability, and prevention. As a result of SHARP and SAPR training programs, the military will see a reduction in incidents of sexual assault. The improvement of SHARP and SAPR training furthers the effectiveness it has on military service members, aiding in reckless behavior, increased reporting of sexual harassment, and more service members are informed and aware of sexual assault and how to respond immediately. Lastly, the victims go through a process of healing in order to restore their mental health and well-being. The last one, SAPE. SAPE program is sexual assault intervention training. The effectiveness is ensured by providing awareness to the participants in the program. The men in SAPE become increasingly aware and compassionate to the several victims of sexual assault. In other words, the program altered their thoughts and understanding of the crime. In addition, the programs encouraged many victims to come forth and report their trauma. Seeing their perpetrator get punished for such act will, without a doubt, bring back their confidence, regain their dignity, and begin the process of healing, which will then restore their mental health and improve their physical health as well. However, there are limitations to take into consideration. Many soldiers do not find SHARP or SAPR training to be effective or preventing rape. Cassandra Jindra is an author who went to the College of St. Scholastica in the U.S. She wrote an article, A Strategic Plan for Cultural Change and Development in the Army Sexual Harassment and Rape Prevention Program. She states, soldiers might be resistant to changing or expanding the program because they already feel overworked at drill. They do not personally see an issue with the current curriculum, or they refuse to accept accountability for sexual harassment or rape, as they do not see themselves as potential contributors. Fortunately, the solutions outweigh the limitations. The programs such as SHARP and SAPR are implemented and will enforce sexual assault prevention and support sexual assault victims by bringing the perpetrator to justice. The programs will also provide sensitive treatment towards the sexual assault victims so they continue to show resilience. Thank you. And here's one more excitement.
Okay. All right, so for your first question, how did some preliminary information you gathered inform your research?
My preliminary information was the case of Vanessa Goulian, who was sexually assaulted in the military back in 2020. This preliminary research furthered my research into finding solutions for preventing and aiding in sexual assault victims and taking care of their well-being so they can continue in the military, for more women to join the military.
Okay. What additional questions emerged from your research, and why are these questions important?
More additional questions that emerged from my research was, why are women not reporting the incidents? Why are women so scared of coming forth to reporting and not just reporting the perpetrator and bringing them to justice? Is it something that is bringing them back? Is it the male dominance? Is it the cultural male dominance in there that's preventing them to report? And it's important for my research because that also brought more information in my presentation and bringing on why such occurrences happen. Like I said, the male dominance was a really big influence on why women or men were sexually assaulted, to show more power and influence over the ones that have less influence.
All right, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.